We went 4-2 yesterday on Patreon. We're also hitting at 65% for the entire college football season on that website. Link for that site's in the description section below. That's patreon.com/Brock Page. The Stars take on the Wild, and that's going to be a 3 o'clock Eastern puck drop this afternoon in Minnesota. The Wild are minus 110, totals at 5. Now, we did see a nickel fade of Minnesota and movement downward on the total. The Wild open as the $1.15 favorite. They're now minus $1.10. Total open 5.5, down the 5 flat. 70% are leaning Dallas, 71% shaded toward the over. Right now, Dallas is minus 105 on the money line. Minnesota plus 255 on the puck line. We have Devin Dubnyk between the pipes for Minnesota, Ben Bishop for Dallas. Bishop comes into this game with a 9-6 record, 2.22 goals against, and a 9.28 save percentage for Dallas. Meanwhile, on the other side, Devin Dubnyk is just 4-8 on the year, 3.36 goals against, 8.93 save percentage for Minnesota. Now, the Stars have won 7 out of their last 9 games. They're second in goals allowed, 10th in shots allowed. Rupa Hintz, 11 goals, 13 points on the year. Alex Radulov, 8 goals, 7 assists, 15 points. Heiskanen is plus 11 on the year as well. Dallas is 8-5 against the spread on the road. And of course, when I refer to the spread in the NHL, I'm referring to the puck line. So once again, Dallas successfully covering the puck line in 8 out of their last 13 on the road. They're just 2 points out of second place in the Central Division. Now, Minnesota on the other side, just 4-5 ATS at home. They rank the bottom 10 in offensive shots, bottom 10 in goals allowed. And total-wise, Minnesota's 67% to the over at home. 5 out of Dallas's last 8 got over the number as well. I'm going to lean Dallas minus 105 and the over 5 goals in that game. And before we go ahead and move on, just want to take another quick timeout and welcome you to the show. Got some lines of personal leans out for Sunday's NHL action. But before we dive into some more of that, I just want to quickly remind you to check me out on my website at patreon.com/Brock Page, where once again we went 4-2 in our premium selections on that website yesterday. We're also hitting at 65% for the entire college football season on that website. We do daily plays on that site beginning at just $1.99 per month. We have a bunch of different memberships, tiers, and packages that you can subscribe to. A lot of folks who ask me, what's the difference between your Patreon page and what you do here on YouTube? And I will answer that question at the end of this program. Once again, you can check out my current record for free right on the homepage. All you have to do is click the link in the description section below. That's patreon.com/Brock Page. All right, guys, let's go ahead and dive back into some more lines and personal leans right here on YouTube. All starts Eastern Standard Time. And on deck, we've got the Canadiens taking on the Bruins, 7 o'clock Eastern puck drop in Boston. The Bruins are the $1.85 favorite, total at 6.5. We saw a 10-cent move toward Boston and movement upward on the total. The Bruins open at $1.75 up to $1.85. Total open 6 up to 6.5. 78% are leaning toward Boston, 51% shaded toward the over. Right now, Montreal is plus 160 on the money line. Boston plus $1.30, laying the goal and a half. We have Tuukka Rask between the pipes for Boston. Carey Price for Montreal. Price comes into this game with a .319 goals against average and an .897 save percentage. Tuukka Rask on the other side for Boston, 12-2-2 on the year, 210 goals against, .931 save percentage. Boston's 18-3-5 overall for the year, first place in the Atlantic Division. They're actually at 41 points for the year already, and they are 10 points ahead of Florida for the division lead. Now, Boston is on a 14-game point streak at home. They have not lost a point at home yet this year. They're 10-0-4 at the Garden. That is unbelievable. It has to be some kind of record. They're also 6th in home scoring, 6th in home goals allowed. Drew Pasternak, 24 goals already, 17 assists, 41 points. He's plus 12. And of course, Brad Marchand, 25 assists, 43 points on the year. He's actually got more points than Drew Pasternak. Once again, Marchand, 25 assists, 43 points. Brad Marchand is plus 20 on this season. That is unbelievable. Now, Montreal on the other side, completely different story. Right in the middle of a 7-game losing streak. They rank in the bottom 3 in goals allowed. when it comes to this total. Montreal's 8-3 to the over when traveling. 2 out of Boston's last 4 got over the number as well. I'm going to lean Bruins minus $1.85 and the over 6.5 in that game. And of course, I'm going to slide into my next and final matchup for the show. It is going to be Oilers taking on the Canucks. 10 o'clock Eastern puck drop in Vancouver. The Canucks are the $1.25 favorite in this matchup here at home. Kind of surprising there. Total's at 6. We saw a nickel move toward Vancouver. No movement on this total as of yet. The Canucks open at $1.20 up to $1.25. Total's at 6. 60% are leaning Edmonton. 80% shaded toward the over. Right now, the Oilers are plus $1.10 on the money line. Vancouver plus $1.90, laying the goal and a half. We have Thatcher Demko for the Canucks, Mikko Koskinen for Edmonton. Koskinen's 9-2-1 on the year, 2.55 goals against, 920 save percentage. The Oilers are 16-9-3 on the year, first place in the Pacific Division. They rank in the top 5 in goals allowed on the road. Connor McDavid, 19 goals, 30 assists on the year. And Leon Draisaitl, 32 assists on the season, 48 total points for Draisaitl. That's unbelievable. He's also plus 4. Zach Cassian's plus 9 for the Oilers as well. Meanwhile, Vancouver's dropped 5 out of their last 8. They're just 4-6 against the spread at home. They rank in the bottom 10 in home offensive shots, 18th in goals allowed at home as well. And when it comes to this total, Vancouver's 70% to the over at home. Edmonton has just 1 under in their last 9 games. I'm going to lean toward the road dog in this one. Give me the Oilers plus $1.10 and the over 6 goals in that game. All right, let's go ahead and dive into our quick pick recap. Once again, brought to you by patreon.com/BrockPage, where we went 4-2 in our premium selections on that website yesterday. I like Edmonton plus $1.10 over 6 goals. Boston minus 185 over 6.5. And last but certainly not least, I like Dallas minus 105 and the over 5 flat in that game. All right, let's go ahead and dive into some shout-outs. Once again, brought to you by patreon.com/BrockPage, where we're hitting at 65% for the entire college football season on that website. Shout out to Real Hicks for Love, Gambling Junkie, Cassie Morton, Hyman Moore, Creamy Caramel, Surd Hog 1, Demetrius Milonis, Marshall Sports, Chicaboo Tensei, Ninji Chris, Greg Middlestein, and last but certainly not least, shout out to Ampronos, NBA legend. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me. Once again, don't forget to check me out on Patreon, where, like I said a bunch of times earlier, we went 4-2 yesterday in our premium selections on that site. We also are hitting at 65% for the entire college football season on that site as well. We do daily premium selections on that website, beginning at just $1.99 per month. We have a bunch of different memberships, tiers, and packages that you can subscribe to. Now, a lot of folks will ask me, what's the difference between what you do here on YouTube and your Patreon page? And that's a great question. That's a very valid question. A lot of folks have been wondering that. So I tell them this. What we do here on YouTube is we handicap every single game on the board, both the side and the total. And if you were to bet your hard-earned money on every single game, side, and total in professional sports, you are guaranteed 100% to lose your money. You're going to lose in the long run, and the fact of the matter is you're probably going to end up losing in the short run. The books are way too smart. They're way too sharp. They know way too much. They know a lot more than you, and the math is always against you. You cannot defeat math. So what we do on Patreon is we really kind of narrow down and focus in on 3 to 4 premium selections per day. They're high percentage selections, games that I personally have action on. And I'll tell you this much, my current record on Patreon is a whole lot better than it is on YouTube. And you can actually check out that current record for free. All you have to do is click the link in the description section below. That's patreon.com/BrockPage. Hey guys, let's go ahead and do a quick recap once again in case you missed it. I like Edmonton plus $1.10 over 6 goals. Boston minus $1.85 over 6.5. And last but certainly not least, I like Dallas minus 105 in the over 5 goals in that game. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me. Once again, don't forget to check me out on that Patreon website. That's patreon.com/BrockPage. But most importantly, guys, I got to thank you for joining me right here on YouTube. I really hope you enjoyed all this great free content, all this great free information. Happy Sunday to you. Happy Thanksgiving weekend to you. Drive safe traveling home. I know a lot of you are traveling home today, so drive safe. And I look forward to seeing you on patreon.com/BrockPage.